Hi, my name is William Holley. This is my original oratory that I wrote this year as of 2024. It's titled I'm Fine. I performed this yesterday at contests, and I scored 3rd place, meaning I am eligible for regionals. I'm not going to do many of the walking around movements just because I don't have enough space for that, but I will do my hand gestures because I speak with my hands. Enjoy. How's school? Fine. How's the food? Fine. How's the temperature? Fine. How many times a day do we each use this term, fine? Some are saying the situation is satisfactory or acceptable. Yet, doesn't it mean that standards are barely being met? Saying fine may be a way to avoid someone's discount or feelings. I feel like we've all felt fine at some point in our lives, telling people, oh, I'm fine. When in reality, you're inside fighting yourself, and all you want to do is go back to bed. You see, to me, fine hides my depression. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, there is an estimated 21 million adults that have had at least one major depressive episode. This number represents 8.3% of all U.S. adults, with most of those being from females as of 2021. So let's take a look into what fine truly can mean. Let's change it into an acronym. Failure, ignorant, nobody, and exhausted. All feelings I hide behind saying, I'm fine. It starts with F, meaning failure. Failure is the inability to see any of the good things you've done. Why? Because Big Brother Depression's there standing over your shoulder, telling you that you've never done anything right, and that you're just a failure. And why should anyone see you for something other than a failure? Were you aware that Colonel Sanders failed 1,009 times at selling his KFC recipe? And James Dyson failed 5,126 times at making a successful vacuum. And Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times at making a light bulb. We have all failed. Next is I, ignorance. You already feel like a failure, but now you feel ignorant or stupid for not knowing something. You become self-critical for not doing something right that you believe should have been self-explanatory. You feel stupid for not knowing something that has never been explained to you. And how dare you not know something that was never explained to you? If you ever feel this way, remind yourself of #1 New York Times bestseller Mark Manson's article, The Paradox of Our Own Ignorance. In it, he explains 4 main types of ignorance. 1, the known knowns. These are the things that we are aware we know, like how to do the dishes. 2, the unknown knowns. This is the type of stuff that you are unaware that you know, like dressing for a formal event. 3, the known unknowns. The type of stuff you know you don't know, like rocket science. And 4, the unknown unknowns. This is the stuff that you know that you don't know that you don't know. And you don't know that you don't know. Like life outside of high school or buying a house. Out of these 4, it's the known unknowns that make us truly feel stupid because we don't know, or we feel like we don't know. From failure brings us to ignorance, which brings us to N. N means nobody. Depression has a way of telling you that you're alone, that you're just a nobody, and that you have nobody. And don't you dare tell anyone about your problems because no one wants to hear about them. And your friends, they're not really your friends. They just hang out with you because they feel bad for you. Depression has a way of whispering these thoughts in your ear, convincing you that you're alone, and that you're just a nobody, and that you have nobody. Like you're an old, worn-out watch with no value. Which reminds me of a story I once heard. A father gave his son a watch that was nearly 200 years old. The father told his son to take the watch to a jewelry store. The son was offered $150 at the jewelry store since it was old. The son then took the watch to a pawn shop There he was offered $10 since it was worn. The father then told his son to take it to the museum. There, the son was offered $500,000 for the watch, since it was such a rare piece. The father then told his son, "Those who know your value know your worth. Don't stay in a place where they don't know your value. Know your worth." Being in a state of feeling like a nobody and it has no value, is indeed lonely. We are not nobodies. We have value. You feel like a failure, and you feel like you're the most ignorant person to walk on this earth, and that you have nobody, and that you're just a nobody. It's exhausting. E means exhausted. You're dealing with all these emotions, and it's draining you of your energy. In a 2021 study by Salt Lake Behavioral Health, they state that fatigue is one of the main symptoms of depression, if not one of the first. And it is rare if it doesn't show itself. It messes with a good night's sleep where it takes you longer to fall asleep, and it messes with a good night's sleep restorative properties. The spoon theory is a theory that if everyone in the world woke up with the same number of spoons representing units of energy, people would spend 1 spoon to wake up, 1 spoon to eat breakfast, 1 spoon to take a shower, and just generally get their day started. That's only 3 spoons. Well, someone with a chronic illness like depression would spend 3 to 4 spoons just to do one of those tasks, and those people would run out of spoons by the middle of the day. With all these finds, that is 132 suicides per day, according to Suicide Awareness Voices of Education. That's 1 suicide per 10 minutes. Imagine how many of those could have been avoided had those people felt like they had someone to go to. And how about it starts with the people in this room? How about we redefine what FINE means? Let's change F into focus. Pay attention if you see someone struggling. Let's change I into intervene. They may need you. They're not just going to snap out of it. Turn in into never. Never turn a blind eye. And E to encourage. Encourage positive outcomes and treatment help. You could help someone like myself. So how are you? Do you answer with fine? Do the people around you answer with fine? It could mean more than just a 4-letter word. Let's try to pay more attention when someone answers with fine. Thank you. Sorry, my hair kept getting in my face, so it's just like... Anyways, that is my OL. It's called I'm Fine, written by me. Hope y'all enjoyed.